You can release me. You have your trinket. I'm of no further value to you.
This is no trinket, Missy. This is cursed Aztec gold. One of 882 identical pieces they delivered in a stone chest to Cortez himself.
I hardly believe in ghost stories anymore, Captain Barbosa.
That's exactly what I thought. Buried on an island of dead, but cannot be found except for those who know where it is. Find it we did. There be the chest. Inside be the gold. And we took 'em all. We spent 'em and traded 'em and fritted 'em away on drink and food and pleasurable company. The more we gave 'em away, the more we came to realize the drink would not satisfy, and food turned to ash in our mouths. We are cursed men, Miss Turner. Compelled by greed we were, but now we are consumed by it.
How very sad for you.
There
that's
is
the
one way
main plot
we
of
can
the
end
story.
our
Get all
curse.
the gold
All the
that
scattered
they've given
pieces
away
of the
back into
Aztec
the
gold
chest, so
must be gathered and
they
restored to the
would not
stone
become
chest.
immortal
And the blood
anymore.
of every soul who touched a piece of the treasure must
This,
be
I believe
repaid.
this right here has been
Miss
an
Turner,
adaptation of a
For
scene
10
from the movie,
years
and I
we've searched
think they
every
did a really
league
good
of
job.
these waters, every town and village, preying on sailors and settlers alike. 881 pieces we found, but despaired of ever finding the last. All those years, you've been safe in your bed, reading your pirate stories, dreaming of adventures in the high seas. We've endured torments worse than death itself. But now, thanks to ye, we have the final piece at last. When this medallion is restored to the chest, we'll be free to roam the seas as men. No longer will we be ghosts.
And the blood that's to be repaid?
That's why there's no sense to be killing you. Yet. You see, the moonlight shows us for what we really are. We're not among the living, and so we cannot die. But neither are we dead. I've suffered too long. You'd best start believing in ghost stories, Miss Turner. For you see tonight...
Okay, so that was pretty much the end of the scene there.
You're in
We're going to be
one.
heading to the Black Pearl and catch up to it using the Interceptor. And traveling between areas in this game, since there are so many limited areas, you do have to do a random encounter out at sea. You don't necessarily have to finish these. You can actually run away into the ship's lower level to escape the fight. But it does give you some extra XP chance and helps you get accustomed to fighting these pirate enemies. The next scene here, we'll just be catching up with the Interceptor and then doing that excruciating fight I was talking about earlier. We get some additional story details to align with the movie here. Obviously he's fixated on the Black Pearl, and that's what he wants. So motives wise, Jack seems like a good fellow, but you know, he's a pirate, so trusting him isn't that like extreme. So here they tell you to stay on the ship and don't come and find them. They're gonna head over there and see what's up with Barbosa and his crew. But we're just going to ignore that. I'm going to do some leveling here. I'm going to level up Wisdom Form a little bit. So later on in a different part of the game, I can get the quick run easier. So I'm just gonna be trying to kill these enemies here. They do a lot of damage, so I might die. But I'm going to be warping out and exploiting a glitch that's been left in this game from the original game. Yeah, I got killed there pretty easily. The glitch is basically while you're in dry form or any other form like a summon, and if you exit to the world map while it's still active and the bar hasn't depleted to 0, you're able to reset your drive bar and do whatever you're doing earlier. One downside to this is that repeatedly using drives does have, it's associated with a form that will show up later in the run. What it is basically is that you go into like a dark, the anti-form, which is like a dark Sora from the remnants of when Sora became a Heartless. And it basically drains your bar to 0 and you can't revert out of that form and you take double damage. It's basically a safeguard against overusing your drives. So normally there's a hidden value, and every time you use a drive it adds a point to the value. Some forms add more than 1, some forms actually decrease the counter by 1. So every time you also gain a new drive, it also does reduce that number to 0. So speedrunners have mapped out when it's okay to actually use these drives and when not to use them to get the most out of them. So I'm going to be doing this for a few times over just to get enough kills here. Wisdom levels up by killing Heartless. Valor is the number of attacks you do, that's how it gets EXP. Every hit you land gives you 1 point of EXP, which is interesting because it's completely separate from your level, so you could level them up pretty fast if you wanted to. So that's the quick run ability there. Soon you'll get quick run level 3, which makes it like a bar jump, and it's pretty useful if you're just trying to get through areas. Later, obviously, when you have gliding and more jumping mobility, you'll be able to cross areas really fast if you're doing farming or anything else.
Yeah. Light. Thunder. Yeah, yeah.
Okay, I'm going to rearrange some spells here so we can get the most out of the next fight. I'll be needing Blizzard because it seems to be the best spell against the pirates because it freezes them in place. And shortcut the Cure, which I should have done a while ago, but I just ended up not doing. Okay, so now there's going to be a part of the game where we have to kind of stay alive for a minute. The pirates are really strong, so you just want to defend yourself. There, or you can kill them. Normally, I believe more pirates might spawn. So we'll use Wisdom Form to kind of stay away and freeze them in place.
Let's go.
Pretty good. And we could also do a bit of damage to eliminate them.
Yeah. Yeah.
So Wisdom has that shot ability that you're doing there for rapid shots and stuff. What's cool about that is that actually using your magic value and not your attack value, which is interesting.
Yeah.
Get some good reaction commands going here. Block the shots incoming from the quote bows and arrows. Here across the like that. There we go. We're gonna escape and then head back to the ship, and hopefully we'll get away safely.
The signal.
Basically, okay, so we're gonna get some background here.
And now, the blood will be repaid to free us from this curse forever.
No, not yet. We wait for the opportune moment.
When it's of greatest profit to you?
May I ask you something? Have I ever given you reason not to trust me? Stay here and try not to do anything stupid.
Okay, Will Turn is gonna take things into his own hands.
Begun by blood undone.
I believe that's a replicated shot from the movie as well. She loves William, so she took his last name
You, mate!
and pretended
Your
to
father!
be
Was
a
your father
Turner.
William Turner?
No.
I don't understand.
What's going on?
Who brought this wench to us?
She said her name was Turner. Come on.
Why isn't it working? You need
So, and
more
then we
blood.
escaped.
Get on with it.
Idiots!
Hurry.
You there!
Okay, so now we're going to be heading to the
medallion!
next area.
After them, you ingrate!
Do some quick shopping here. Ethers are really important in this world because you're gonna be using a lot of magic. Great, we got a Mega Elixir. I don't think we can make anything yet that's a bit better than what we have. But soon I'll be able to synthesize a few items and really get our equipment looking pretty good. Okay, so I believe we're ready to go. I might die here a few times, so we'll see how it goes. So after this ambush, we're going to be heading to the most difficult section of this world. I decided to kill these guys because I believe, yeah, there you go. I was close to leveling up.
Yeah.
Well, one thing they really increased in this game compared to the first one is your ability to continue combos and chain attacks together.
Yeah. Yeah.
You can knock people into the air and then continue your combo, which I believe was like one of the best changes of this game. So here they're going to talk about the name change
Is it true? You gave Barbossa my name instead
and where
of
the
yours.
truth about William becomes
Why
revealed,
choose my name?
and it's going
I
to play a
don't know.
pivotal role in the
Elizabeth.
next part.
Where did you get that?
It's yours. From that day we found you. Drifting at sea.
So at this point, we've
After
been
all
to a
this
number of
time.
worlds.
I thought
There
I
aren't
lost
actually
it.
too many left.
was a gift from my
I
father.
could be
He sent it to me.
making a beeline basically to the end
I'm
of the
sorry.
game. If you want, comment down below if you want me to do all the worlds.
Why did you take it?
I'm going to have to,
Because
but I don't
I was
necessarily have to do
that you
all
were a
of them
pirate.
twice, which
That would have been awful.
is one feature of this
Of
game
course.
that's different than the other one.
Don't you see?
Mostly, the other game was way more linear.
Wasn't your blood
In
they
the second
needed.
half of the game, you only need to complete
my
a few
father's
key
blood.
worlds here, and we can make
My
it to the end
blood.
of the game.
The blood of a pirate.